All right, let's dive right in. We're going to unpack the big ideas from a really great book called The Science of Scaling by Benjamin Hardy and Blake Erickson.
So let's kick things off with a question that, probably keeps a lot of founders and leaders up at night. Is all this growth you're experiencing actually built to last? Or is it just a house of cards that's going to collapse? That's really the core problem this book gets into.
Okay, so first things first, we got to be clear on what we're even talking about. Scaling isn't just another word for getting bigger. No way. True scaling, as the book puts it, is more like a science. It's all about building an engine, a really robust engine that can handle more speed and more weight without just falling apart.
So if scaling is a science, well, why do so many companies get it wrong? The authors point to just five really common traps that can completely derail even the businesses that look the most promising.
Yep, 5 huge pitfalls. And honestly, just understanding what these are is your first crucial step to avoiding total chaos and actually building something that lasts.
All right, here's the list. First, chasing growth way before your foundation is ready. Then, there's confusing being busy with actually making progress. Third, you let your company culture get watered down. Fourth, leaders who just can't let go and delegate. And finally, flying completely blind because you're not measuring anything. I mean, do any of these sound a little too familiar? Because these are the classic warning signs that your growth is about to spiral into chaos.
And this right here, this is a perfect illustration of maybe the sneakiest trap of all, confusing activity with actual progress. You see it on the left, right? Everyone looks super busy, the Slack channels are buzzing, it feels productive. But then look at the right. That's real progress. Every single thing people are doing is tied directly to a goal. No wasted effort. That's the difference.
Okay, so we've seen the problems, let's talk about the solution. And it all starts, not with a tool or a tactic, but with a huge shift in your mindset and how you even think about growth.
And this first shift is absolutely critical. Think about it. You wouldn't add 3 new floors to a house with a shaky foundation, right? So instead of chasing growth, you actually hit pause. You build the solid infrastructure first. It's all about one thing: systems before scale.
Next up, culture. And let's be real clear here. Culture is not some fluffy, nice-to-have thing. The book calls it a critical operating system for your company. So the mindset shift is huge. You stop letting culture happen by accident, and you start designing it on purpose. You protect it, you scale it, you build it into every single hire and every decision.
And the last big mindset shift, it's all about leadership. A founder, a CEO, you simply can't do it all. It's impossible. True scaling only happens when leaders stop being the main doers and start being the main empowerers. Your job shifts to building teams you trust and giving them ownership.
So, okay, having the right mindset is one thing, but how do you actually do it? Like, what are the steps? Well, the book lays out a super clear 5-step action plan to get you there.
All right, this is your roadmap. Step 1, a foundation check. You got to audit your systems. Step 2, vision alignment. Get everyone pointing in the same direction with something like OKRs. Then, step 3, you intentionally scale your culture. Step 4 is all about creating a delegation framework so everyone knows who's doing what. And finally, step 5, data discipline, making sure you're tracking what matters. It's this exact sequence that turns all those big ideas into something you can actually do.
Let's zoom in on step 4 for a second, delegation. This is a great tool called a RACI matrix. It just makes everything crystal clear. For any big task, you define who is responsible for doing the work, who is accountable for the outcome, who needs to be consulted, and who just needs to be kept informed. I'm telling you, this simple chart gets rid of so much confusion and lets people do their jobs with confidence. It's a total game changer.
Okay, so let's pull all this together. What's the big picture here? It's about building growth that's actually built to last. This quote from the book really nails it. Scaling isn't a collection of tips and tricks. It's not about shortcuts. The real takeaway is this: sustainable growth comes from discipline. It comes from building systems on purpose and from protecting your culture like it's the most valuable thing you have, because it is. And that brings us right back to where we started. Your business is growing, that's great. But are you truly scaling? You know, growth can be chaotic and messy, but scaling is purposeful, it's strong. So by avoiding those traps we talked about and actually following a disciplined plan, you can build a company that lasts. The only question left is, which one are you building?